Hey friends, what's going on? It's Sunday evening and I'm back and I'm feeling activated. I really am by the times, what's going on, and by what I'm seeing happening through the internet, the news, not just social media, but the news international. I watch the news internationally, many different sources. I'm feeling activated to be involved in the dialogue regarding the real danger that my country, I'll say it, for once, is in. I had linked before I'm making this video and I took it down, but I had on Facebook a friend of mine linked to this young woman who was spitting pure fire and facts and justified um, outrage and anger, which I'm going to talk about. So I posted it here for just a moment, knowing that, it was someone else's intellectual property, basically. But it was like it was inspiring to me to just hear her just get to the point. I'm going to leave a link to it below this one. But she's not the only person I see who is making sense. A lot of people are making sense. I'm also peeping super right-wing conservative media as well, which I'm not going to use the word frightening because that's what they want. What it is, it's like it's maddening. It's like there is a serious short circuit of logic going on where it's just, so that's why I feel activated to keep speaking up, because it's important, that people who care about the future of everyone try to, throw in some kind of weight, some kind of how. And, the safest thing right now to me is to speak through this. COVID is still happening. I'm not getting out in the streets right now. But I want to address, how folks have, and I also think bots as well as real people, have come along and attempted to, what they call, gaslight me with these really ridiculous comments. One of the tactics is to try to come at me as though, well, what you're saying is just making things worse because you said so and so. And that's in particular in reference right now to, I made a post on Twitter and Facebook where I said, I'm tired of living in Honkyville. I feel totally justified in using that slang term to refer to America. What I'm talking about is the unfair, unjust life that not just me, but many people continue to have to deal with because of institutional white privilege, white dominance, racism, things that are written into the laws, things that are blatant double standards to those of us who are experiencing it. It's just, I love how it's out in the open. It's like dealing with people who are still coming at me and others with hate and insults. It's just really obvious these people are like rabid animals. It's like, are absolutely, not acting right. And people attempting to say, well, I mean, it's just ridiculous how people will try to take something that they heard you say and try to convict you with it, which is like, it doesn't work here because I know, again, who I am. And the whole idea of communicating anything besides talking about music, as well as talking about music, is to communicate something connecting, positive, with a basic motivation of love. That's what's going on here, And it can sound pretentious, but it's the truth. And also, you folks who have been watching me for a while, and I've been here longer than 2011, Hugh. I go back to the 2000s. When I first started showing records is when I joined the BC. That's when I started. It doesn't have to do with me using the term. When I started showing records, that's my introduction to the whole idea of vinyl community. But I've been consistent. This is no front. This is just who I am. And I'll say it again. I appear to just be, a black man. I am proudly, but I'm a mix. What do they call it? There's a term, because, and check this out, reading about the Aborigines, it's wonderful. I wish I knew my tribe. Because of slavery, that's a disconnect for me. I know my Native American Indian tribe. I'm Choctaw. I know that part. I know the roots of not so much my slave masters, but the white blood in my family on my father's side. My great-grandfather is Irishman from Ireland. And one of those whole scandalous white man, black man, things that happened way back when, and the kid and all this sort of thing. So, I'm standing, really solid on the foundation of where I'm coming from as a human being, and just going to continue with, besides talking about music, presenting my concern and adding my voice to what I consider the freedom fight. Because as the young lady says in the clip that I had put up and I just took down, I'm going to watch it. She says what's going down is, the whole insurrection and everything is about, white dominance is slipping away. Like it was ever a good thing. Like, colonialism, this whole idea of, conquest, and it's the pearls of the world belong to those who are, have the balls to take them. It's like those days are over, Not but I say that a lot. That needs to be over. The pandemic or this health situation that really we are dealing with, it's not a hoax, as well as changes in the planet's overall climate system. I agree with people who say, we're ignoring these signs of the times that we, as a race, have some changes to make for our own sake, and we're just up here still squabbling like fools, So yeah, I'm just going to continue to add my voice to the mix, regarding racism, sexism, this madness with this bumbling con man. He's not even strong. He's got these people completely fooled. This one man, it's a cult. I mean, it is. Trump ain't strong. My God, got him fooled. It's like it truly is. There's a whole body of educated knowledge regarding cult mind and the plasticity of thought. It really is really easy to infect people's thinking, which is what's going on. One last attempt to share my thoughts is another issue regarding these white folks, ultra-right wingers who are all in a froth and frenzy, whipped up by Trump, which what's going on is they're not thinking it through. And this is one of the things that I taught as a mental health professional, is one of the ways that people, particularly in problems with addiction and other folks who are in things like abusive relationships and just having problems with problem solving is learning how to think it through. In other words, well, if you do this or if this happens, then what happens next? What does that lead to? And what is and what's the purpose of it in the first place, or where is this leading? So in other words, the whole idea, I'm just going to go till I'm done. This whole insurrection idea of these fools thinking that they're the ones who are taking the country back because they want to keep Trump in office. You see, it's not thought through. It's like it's all this false bravado where you're doing this action, but it's like, well, what's the next step? If you were to actually be able to follow through with, and part of what they're intimating is taking lives to do this, what's the end of that action? How is that bringing the government back to the people? See, that's why it's being pointed out. It's like these folks are caught up in this madness about this one idiot. You know, the idiot said so-and-so, and so you're off on a wild goose chase because he said, if you could let the fog clear and look at the larger picture, is how is doing that fool's bidding, and he is mentally unstable, been saying it forever, how is doing his bidding helping everyone's family, not just yours? It ain't even helping your family, but how is it helping everyone's? And that's the other thing you can't get these people to see, is that he's a con. He's using them. You know, people will say, well, he's going to be the great savior from the deep state, yet there is never any cogent, thought through information or statements coming from these people saying, how is he doing these things? What is he actually doing? Where is the proof of what you're talking about in the first fucking place? See? It's madness that we're up against. So check out that video of the young lady. I forget the name of her site, but it's like, man, I'm glad I caught on to her, and I'm glad there's a lot of other intelligent people speaking up. I'm certain I'll be hearing more from I think some of them are bots, paid. Others are computers. Again, we'll hear from people who are just really lost in this madness. But I'm still going to let you know that I care about you, all of you, The whole idea that you'll say, oh, what a phony or what a hypocrite. It's like, no, you can say what you say what you want, but I am not what you say I am. There are many people who don't understand this. So when someone does that to them, you did so and so, they'll be like, oh. It's like, no. I learned that shit a long time ago. You're going to keep doing it because you're needing to learn about the ineffectiveness of those behaviors and that train of thought. So much of America is really caught in juvenilia because we stopped thinking. We stopped teaching objective thinking, critical thinking. Thankfully, that's being brought up, and people are saying, yeah, not just me. I wasn't the first to say it. It's going around. It's like the education system was yanked out from underneath us on purpose. This is why. This is what we get. It's like, just leading fools by the nose. Good people were taught as children that lies lead to more lies, and lies do not lead to truths, nor do lies lead to good outcomes. And we've been dealing with a class 1 psychopathic, pathological liar as the president of the United States. And we have people who are out of their minds still trying to defend him. being there. People. No, he's got to go.